Good morning, and welcome to the Vibrant Morning here in BTV Kenya. Vibrant Morning brings you newspaper review on what is in the People Daily newspaper. I'm your host, Gagi Isaiah, and today, Tuesday, the 26th of November 2024, I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Lennox. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, good morning. We are in the last November of the year 2024. Yes, the next November we'll see it next year.
Okay.
Yes, so welcome.
Thank you so much, my dear viewers.
Amodede.
Hey, so Dede Lennox. My dear viewers, thank you so much for keeping tuned to BTV Kenya. Remember, you can reach on us on YouTube, BTV Kenya. You can also reach us on Facebook page, Blackman TV Kenya. Please remember to subscribe. Remember to leave a comment so that we know where you are viewing us from, as your comments are really valid and very, very important. Now, as we move on, let me give Mr. Lennox opportunity to tell us what is really happening in Migori County, in Migori town.
Good. Yes, yesterday, first of all, the ambassador to China, is that the correct English? Ambassador to China paid a courtesy call to the governor of the county, Chilo Ayako, and everything went well. Another thing is that we began the 16 days of gender activism campaign. That is yesterday, and it went successful. And one of the gender actors, Dorothy Minyiri, who works for Crimo, advised the ladies to be very careful with the men they are dating, or rather the men they are meeting on social media, because most of them huwa wanawekea mitego, ya kuwaua. So that she was saying that that will be one of the ways which will assist in fighting the femicide, which is a very big problem we have right now in the country. And another thing, the gender actors are also trying so much to fight the GBV, because right now, we are in that season, tuko kwa huo msimu wa kuwakeketa wasichana hasa katika maeneo ya Kuria. By the way, kuna siku nilikuwa naelekea maeneo ya Kiancha, na juzi tu hivi nikakutana na watu ambao wanasherekea, kumbe walikuwa wametoa wasichana wawili kwenye tohara. And then kilichokuwa kinashangaza ni kwamba walipita karibu na kituo cha polisi, wakapita karibu na mahakama ya Kehancha. Na kile ambacho tunaomba ni kwamba jamii yetu jirani wahakikishe kwamba ama wasikize wito wa serikali ya kusimamisha dhuluma dhidi ya msichana wa kike. And we are in the 16 days of gender activism, and remember, on first we will be celebrating the International Day of fighting against HIV and AIDS. And then on 10th, of which the 16 days will be ending, we will have an International Day of Human Rights, and I think it will be celebrated in Sori.
Yes.
So we just ask each and everyone to be on board, come on board, help us fight this how do you call it?
Mayhem.
Yeah, mayhem. This one with mess.
Yes.
Yes, so that we can move on together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lennox. Just to add on that, in case you did miss yesterday, after the Vibrant Morning, we'll bring you actually live what happened yesterday. As a replay, please remember to keep tuned to BTV so that you get to grab to know what actually happened. Yeah. We'll just give you the raw of how it happened.
Yeah.
So please keep tuned to BTV. Remember, we are here to give you what really matters to you. In the Vibrant Morning this morning, let us dive into People Daily newspaper. Now, looking into the cover page of the People Daily newspaper, we see fresh law to allow sale of body parts. That's a story on page 4 of the People Daily newspaper. We'll give you that story as time goes by. That is what is on the cover page. That is fresh law to allow sale of body parts. And also on the same cover page, we also see a blow to Bill Gates officials as court stops privileges. That is also in page 3 of the People Daily newspaper. We'll give you that on still on the same cover page. We have why a man wants Kenya chief removed. That is Kenya National Highway Authority be removed. Why is he needed to be removed? And now the story is on page 5 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, as we move on, we also see, also on the same cover page, we see church hospitals demand 4 billion debt from the government. That is in page 3 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, getting into page 2, straight into page 2, what we are having, the big story is that every 10 minutes a woman is killed by a partner or a relative. That's what a survey indicates. The survey is by the United Nations, has revealed that 140 women were killed daily by partners or family, making home the deadliest place for women. A story by Zadok Angira.
We are, we are in the 16 days of gender activism, and what we said yesterday is that if there is a way you can at least avoid a fight between you and your partner, please do it as soon as possible. Do it as soon as possible so that we can avoid all the shenanigans of femicide. Because if you look at the CCTV footages, if you look at, let's just take for as an example, if you look at the CCTV footages of Elias Njeru and his wife, who is right now fighting for his life at the Nakuru, in one of the hospitals in Nakuru, you'll find that they had an argument. If you look at the footages, because the woman was alikuwa anatumia gari lake kugonga gari la Elias, and it happened that after that short argument, Elias just drove away. So we don't know what happened next. We don't know where they met next. We don't know what happened next. But if you can avoid such kind of things, if you can avoid your temper to rise, please, you can even walk away. You know, walking away is also an option, because it's better you walk away, you continue with your life, than to be in that box. How do you call it? Coffin. Yeah. So it's better if you can avoid it as soon as possible. Just avoid it. Walk away of that marriage. Just go. Just leave. Yes, so that we can avoid such kind of things.
Actually, the story states that approximately 51,100 women and girls were killed by their intimate partners or other family members globally last year. That is last year.
That's true. You can't be killed by a stranger. You must be killed by someone who knows you.
And said compared to 48,800 deaths reported in previous year to 2022. And according to the research by the United Nations OIS on drugs and crime, this figure means that 60% of 50% of almost 85,000 women and girls killed intentionally during year were murdered by intimate partner and other family members. Now this implies that average of 140 women and girls worldwide lost their lives every day at the hands of close partners or relatives. So that is what we are having there. Please grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read more on the story by Zadok Angira, and find out But the most important thing, like my co-host has said, it is very important that we try to avoid things that will cause anger and things that will make us to fight one another.
Domestic violence.
The domestic violence and the provocations that we actually experience. Now, also we also see on the same page 2, police probe death of four men in Kitui, Kirinyaga and Nairobi. Now still the same story is also by Zadok Angere state that the police are investigating the death of a 40-year-old man whose body was found in a water tank at a homestead in Matinyani, Kitui County. The body of Patrick Mutuo Wambua was found on Sunday in the 250 liters plastic tank full of water. Now that is what is there. Now we see, when you talk about violence, Mr. Lennox, I think we should not limit it only on
to women.
Because now we see from this story by Zadok Angera, you find that the police are now investigating 4 murder cases of men, 1 in Nairobi, Kirinyaga, and in Kitui. So it is not only a matter of women being actually killed. Men are also killed equally. If you continue reading from the story that we gave you previously, you will also realize that even there's also a report on the number of male figures that also found themselves in this dilemma. So we need to be very careful even as we handle this. Let us not only pinpoint on the killing of women and girls, but also turn our eyes on the other part and see also about killing of also men and young boys in the same manner, because this affects all of us. Now still on the same page, now we see pastor on run over stabbing arrest. Now that's the story that Mr. Lonex was actually giving us there.
He was released on a 200 cash bail. Okay,
it says that the Nakuru-based pastor at the center of stabbing a woman in the town has been arrested after surrendering himself to the police. Elias Njeru, a member of the Jesus Crusaders Ministry, JCM Church, is alleged to have been involved in stabbing incidents involving Florence Wanjiku. And we see this man actually after 4 days he presented himself to the court, to the police station with his lawyers, and more of that story is there. And as we see that, we also see that on the same page, that story is by Faith Masharia, and we also see on the same page, UN body calls for law to end violence. Now, UN Women Kenya has called for an end to impunity by advocating for and establishing laws and policies that hold perpetrators of gender-based violence (GBV) accountable. Now,
and it should apply to both the male and the female. It should not apply to the women alone. It should apply to men and women, because at least the problem with men is that they don't come out to speak and say that, I'm going through this kind of violence back in my house, because most of the time this male gender was made in such a way that you are tough. You remember ukiwa mdogo, unakumbuka ukiwa mdogo tuseme umeanguka chini,
and you're told boys don't cry.
Alafu unaambiwa wanaume hawalii. Mbona unalia na wanaume hawafai kulia? So sasa mtoto wa kiume anakuwa akijua kwamba mwanaume ni mtu ambaye hafai kulia. Hata ukimfanyia unyama kiasi gani ni hafai kuongea. Na hata unajua it happened that there's a friend of mine who happened to go to report to the police station when his wife allegedly tried to kill her, like threatened him that hapa nimebeba silaha, kile kifaa ambacho kinatumika jikoni kukata nini,
kisu.
Kisu. See, I did not want to mention it. So The guy went to the police station and then said, you know what, my wife threatened to kill me. Kabeba kisu, alikuwa anataka kunidunga na. So you know, the policeman there laughed at the man, you know, and then they rubbed him off. They're saying, a man, how can you be threatened by a woman that she wants to kill you? Are you really a man? You know. Sasa unarudi unaanza kusema sasa kama nimeenda kwa hawa maafisa wa usalama,
yeah.
Yes, and they are not willing to assist, what do I do? Because you know, unarudi pale nyumbani ni kama jela nini, so siku moja unajipata tu hasira. Unajua hasira ikipanda vizuri, so we need to control such like things. At least when a man comes to you to speak to you, listen to him. Yeah, hata mimi nikikuja kwako nianza kukwambia, unajua nini Gagi, pale kwangu nyumbani ni hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi, at least you are my number one confidant.
Yeah.
You need,
that is why you are coming.
yeah, that's why I'm coming to you. So you need to at least give me a solution and advise me accordingly. It's not that you're going to the next party, let's say Legrand the producer, unaanza kumwambia, you know what, Lennox is going through this and this and this back at home. You know, and then the next thing, the fourth party will know, the fifth party, the sixth party, na itaendelea hivyo. So at least as men, it's that high time we need to come out and speak. We have psychologists, how do you call them? Psychologists.
The psychologists.
We
have
wakilis, we have, yeah, those who can at least advise you on what to do. Just tell them, you know, I'm going through this back in the house. I'm not getting my conjugal right. Nikienda nyumbani sipati chakula, lakini napata watu wamepika, siji vyombo vikaoshwa. Nikienda kwa nyumba ni kelele nini, such like things. So at least men, let us come out and speak so that we don't get ourselves involved in killing women, or rather getting violent and doing the unthinkable.
Now, you said right, actually, what we need to do is to come out.
Yeah.
Speak this out. Let us meet. Let us talk to the counselors.
Yeah.
Let us talk to the right people.
Yeah.
Not just anybody you meet on the road. You start actually pouring your heart out. Let us meet the right people. Talk to them. If in case you've learned that there is a lot happening in your family and you are not able to, actually, you don't know how to go about it, we advise that you seek for the right counsel. Seek for the right counsel, and the right counsel will actually help you to deal with the situation and the matters at home, so that we don't get violent.
Yeah.
Everybody, all of us, when provoked at a certain level, we react.
Yeah.
That's the truth. So to avoid that,
every action there is a reaction.
Yes.
I think that's the law of, one of the laws of physics.
Yes. So get that. Let us move into page 3, where we have court holds Bill Gates Foundation's legal immunities. Now we see that we see a story by Caroline Kubwa. The High Court yesterday temporarily stopped the privileges and humanities granted to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation by President William Ruto's government, pending the hearing and determination of a case filed by the Law Society of Kenya. Now, Melinda and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has been doing a lot of work in Kenya.
Yeah, charity work, to be precise.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we see that now the court has brought temporal injunction. We call them temporal injunction to the immunities and the privileges that they had, because it has been filed by the Law Society of Kenya in court to look into that and to look into matters that is happening. Now, that is a story that you grab a copy and read. Also, we also have here, Joy as ECD teachers receives confirmation.
Yeah.
Now, over 500 ECD teachers from Nyamira County who have been offering their services on contract terms for the last 10 years finally have received, have a reason to smile after being confirmed on permanent and pensional terms.
Yeah, that's a plus, because now at least our children will have teachers who will be teaching them wholeheartedly.
Yes,
Yes.
and actually knows that actually. I mean, if you look at this, it also brings a picture that the ECD teacher should not be down looked upon.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that.
You know, for someone to teach you how to read A to Z, count 1 to 100, and again make some words, some sentences, some paragraph. You know, it's a very tough thing.
It is a very tough,
Yeah.
tough task, and you find that most ECD teachers are being looked upon.
Yeah.
Actually, I really felt bad when somebody was saying you're just a mere ECD teacher who failed in school, but they do the horrible work. Because
I think that person should be arrested with immediate effect.
no, you see, when you get to primary school, especially those schools with ECD departments, you realize that there's a lot going on in the ECD department.
Yeah.
Those teachers who teaches the young pupils
Yeah.
from ECD departments, they are really going through a lot.
Yeah,
They
and they do what no one else can do to your child, because especially
Yes.
when you know, sometimes our children, let's say the call of nature,
Yes,
the
yes.
bigger one.
Yes, yes.
You know, the ECD teacher will ensure that after the call of nature, this child is kept clean and fit for the environment of the class. While you as a parent, either you are at home or unafanya
work.
kazi say. So these teachers, they do a lot of sacrifices for the sake of our children.
Yes.
And they ensure that they are in a good learning environment and a conducive environment.
Yeah, I'd seen a teacher who actually, she carries extra clothes for the young kids. And when I asked, why do you do this? She was saying that you realize where I teach, watoto wanakuja, they come, they eat themselves, and their clothes are dirty. I had to wash these clothes, I had to air them. Even as I do that, this child is not going to walk naked to class. I have to provide a cloth for them. So they do the bigger chunk of the work. So that story is also there in page 3 of the People Daily newspaper. We also see church hospital wants state to pay 4 billion Kenya shillings NHIF debt. Now that is faith-based facilities want the government wants a government payment arranged that will address the long overdue claim owed to them.
Yeah.
A story by George Kibaso. It says health providers affiliated to faith-based organizations want the government to offset debts amounting to at least 4 billion left behind by the de facto National Health Insurance Fund. And it leads to say the leadership of the institutions expressed concern that the commitment given yesterday by the Health Ministry to clear all outstanding amounts by March 2025 as insecure and unsustainable.
Yeah. So, but the president promised to ensure that all the debts are paid. So we just hope their voices will be heard.
Yes.
And the money paid.
So that story
Yeah.
is in page 3 of the People Daily newspaper. Now jumping quick to page 4. This is where we have the story that is on the cover page. Now a bill proposes body parts donation. Now it says bill, however, proposes to bar persons from giving consent for harvesting of another person's organ. A story by Mercy Mwai. Kenyans will soon get the nod to donate body organs and tissue of their deceased relatives if a proposed law is enacted by the National Assembly. And this bill was brought by the Human Tissue and Organ Transplant Bill 2024, sponsored by Mark Mreithi Mwenje from Embakasi West.
This Mwenje and Mwenge, these people are really okay, but they're saying that It is estimated that an organ transplantation cost 5 million shillings. Okay, let's say 5.9 million. Yeah, 5.9 million for preparation, surgery, and medication. So, what I don't understand is that once a person is deceased, once a person loses life, si huwa nafikiria kila sehemu ya mwili huwa imekufa.
All the cells are dead.
Yeah.
You know what happens? You know, you don't just die instantly and all your cells, every cell is dead. But you realize that when you die now, I don't know if you've touched a dead person. Somebody just died instantly.
I've never
You'll
okay.
find
What I have ever touched
a dead person.
a dead person, but not a person who died immediately. Yeah.
Actually, I have had experience of a case whereby somebody died, and when you still touch the body, you find that the body is still warm. The body is still literally warm, but the breath is gone. I've witnessed that in 2 occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah, one occasion was my grandma, and I was very close to my grandma, so when she died, I was there. And touching her body, you see, you could still feel the heat, the body heat. And also when I lost my brother in the hospital, I closed his eyes and still touching his body, the body was still having the heat, the normal heat. So basically, I'm not in agreement with this, because this bill, to some extent, will give leeway for many people to start dealing and selling human body parts.
Yeah, because let's say you have a sick person in the hospital, and then you're being told, you know what,
He's not going to survive.
this person is not going to survive. So can we at least take some of his body parts? We are giving at a cost.
Yeah, because it is.
Yeah, so it means that you will wish for your loved ones to die, so that you at least you can. Yeah, but I think this is wrong, because first of all, you will be doing this without the consent of the person who is deceased. Yeah.
By that time, he would have been gone.
Yeah, but I think no, but that one will be so harsh.
Very
but
harsh.
What I think is that this bill should not go through, because
in my opinion,
yeah,
it should be rejected.
yeah. By the way, and again, another thing which we, let's say, let's think about it this way. Another thing maybe we are forgetting is that it will encourage human trafficking of body organs.
Yes.
Yeah, someone I might literally come and take out your life, then I take out your organ so that I can go and do what? Sell. So such kind of a bill will, I think, itaongeza crime. Yeah, crime rate. So let our MPs think about it philosophically, so that, and reject it, because it will have a lot of side effects.
And I hope they will actually move with speed and bring it to the public participation, so that people.
Are you sure they will?
Huh?
Are you sure they will?
I
Unless they will be impeaching someone, that's when they will.
But let us hope that it will be brought. But if I believe this one,
the only time you will see
the light of the day. Now we see we also have a story there where President William Ruto names 5 CS in Economic Council. Story by Oliver Musembi. President William Ruto has appointed 5 cabinet secretaries as members of Economic Partnership Agreement (EPA) Council between Kenya, a member of East African Community, and European Union.
They include CS Salim Vuria, the CS for Investment, Trade and Industries, and co-chair of the Council, Prime CS, also CS for Foreign Affairs, who is the acting, Musalia Mudavadi, John Badi, National Treasury, Andrew Karanja, Agriculture and Livestock Development, and Aldan Duale, Environment, Climate Change and Forestry. Yes.
You can grab that a copy of People Daily newspaper and read much of that. Now we also have Divani Associate in the indicted in Triton Petroleum scandal.
Yes.
Now that's also their story by Alphonse Mungao. It says, businessman Yagnesh Devani, his former finance manager at Triton Petroleum Company Limited, and Mahindra Pethak have been found with a case to answer in connection with 1.5 billion Kipevu jet fuel scam they committed in 2008. Milimani Principal Magistrate Robinson Ondike has ruled that the Devani, together with his company Triton Petroleum Limited and Mahindra, have a case to answer after determining that the prosecution proved the fraud charges beyond reasonable doubt, warranting them to place their defense.
Yeah.
That's also a story. Please grab a copy and read more extensively. Also a story on the cover page, we see where the activists now want Ken Habos Ndung resign.
Yeah.
They say Ndung is unfit.
He's unfit for the office.
Yeah. Now Francis Owino claims the road agency's boss appointment as Director General was political. Story by Alphonse Mungao. It states that Human Rights Crusader has filed a case at the High Court seeking the removal of the Director General of Kenya National Highway Authority, KENHA, Kungundung, over alleged incompetency.
Yeah, so he's alleging that the street bulbs worth 66 million were irregularly procured. Yes, so
and he's
just
saying
grab a
that
copy.
on this matter that he was appointed on basis of political.
Political.
Yes. So that is also a story that you can grab a copy and read on page 5. We also see Martha Karua to lead Besige's defense in Uganda court-martial case.
Yes.
A story by Oliver Musimbe.
Anafikishwa mahakamani leo. Yeah.
It says Karua will head the legal team representing veteran Uganda opposition politician Dr. Kiza Besige in court-martial hearing scheduled to start on December 2nd.
Yeah.
The former minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs leads over 50 lawyers from Uganda and Kenya who have been lined up to represent the four-time presidential contender in the case before the General Court-Martial in Makidye in Kampala. And remember, Besigye was arrested, I believe, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When he appeared to when he came to Kenya, actually to
seek
for
refuge.
the launch. He came for the launch of Martha Karua's book, which was being launched officially.
Yeah.
That's why he was arrested. So we have seen Martha Karua coming out in his defense to lead the lawyers who are defending him. Now, moving on to page 6, where we see Ruto challenges universities to be innovative. Now, story by Anthony Mwangi. It says President William Ruto points to the country's potential in embracing emergent global trends during the launch of Tech Hub. That is Technology Hub. Story by Anthony Mwangi. President William Ruto has challenged universities to devise innovative ways of raising funds for training, research, and development. He urged university leadership to think outside the box and build partnership with the private sector to unlock opportunities in the education sector.
Yeah, this will be a plus for us, or rather for the education in the university in Kenya, universities in Kenya.
Okay, take the story down there.
Controversy over labor training model house. We can see there Jalango, the MP for Langata. The story is by Ruben Mwambingo. Yes. So a project to build an Arabic-style home setting model house at the National Industrial Training Authority, that is NITA, in Mombasa is mired in controversy over allegations of poor workmanship. The model house, sponsored by the International Labour Organization, ILO, is designed to help Kenyan domestic workers to preparing for employment in Saudi Arabia to adapt to the cultural and domestic expectations of their prospective employers.
That is what is there. Please grab a copy and read. Moving with speed to page 8. Drama as teachers eject official from the branch meeting.
Yeah.
Now, this is a story by David Masharia. Chaos erupted in Thungitu Boys Secondary School in Nanyuki town on Saturday when irate teachers ejected Kenya Union Post-Primary Teachers Kupet National Treasurer Njenga Mwethi from their meeting. Mwethi, who had attended the branch General Assembly BJA, was booed and heckled before being forcibly kicked out of the meeting when he started campaigning for leaders in the national office.
Yeah.
So we see Kupet is nearing the elections again.
Yeah.
And we see things have started boiling
Campaigning
up.
is here and there.
Please grab a copy and read. And also we see MPs horrified by ethnic imbalance in Eldoret Hospital. And now we see most government agencies have breached procurement law that requires them to give jobs to the youth and people with disability. And a story by Anthony Mwangi. Members of the parliament want all the senior management of Moi Teaching Referral Hospital suspended for failing to comply with the law of ethnic diversity in their staffing. The National Assembly Committee on Cohesion and Equal Opportunities, which is chaired by Mandera East MP Adan Haji, noted that the management of Eldoret-based referral hospital must be held responsible for ethnic imbalance in its work. And they're saying over 60% of the employees of Eldoret Teaching Referral Hospital are from the same community. That's a story.
That's something they need to deal with. Yeah, but we don't want to say it is which community.
Grab a copy and read that. We also have a filler story that is road funds. Row comes to the fore at Kisi event. A story by Evans Nyakundi. The controversy surrounding the control of Kenya Rural Roads Authority KERA and NGCDA funds between MPs and the Council of Governors COG continued deepen yesterday when Kitutu Masaba MP claimed COG was behind court cases. That is barring whatever is happening in the county.
There's also a story, part of the story of the chief petition. You'll just grab a copy and look at it.
And read that and much more comprehensively. Now today I'll give you the honor of taking on
quote of
the day and the thought of the day.
Some of us were only exposed to these households, in bracket appliances, recently. You can't take someone from a remote village and send them to Saudi Arabia and expect them to operate unfamiliar equipment. So that is Jalango Langata MP talking about the building on at NITA headquarters in Mombasa. We have tried many ways to prevent teen pregnancies, but still young girls are giving birth and dropping out of schools. Let's embrace family planning to our kids. That is Kisi Women Rep Doris Donya Aburi. Yes, and again we have Nyeri Town MP Duncan Madhenge. Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital serves the whole country and not a particular region. It is wrong for facility to ignore the law in employment and favor the local community in hiring staff. Now that you will also have time to read about the Eldoret Teaching and Referral Hospital. Now thought of the day is by Henry David, I don't know how to read the last name, but let me read it at Thorau. Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not fish they are after. Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not fish they are after. So it means that you can go fishing but you don't need the fish. Okay, no. Let's
think of that thought of the day. What are they really after?
No, you know. But it is not the real fishing. I think the fishing, the fishing here is They are the fishing.
Now, let me break it down for you. When you leave this place and go to work as a journalist,
Yes.
what are you really hunting for?
I'm hunting for news.
And why are you doing the news?
Yes, to at least for my daily, to earn my daily bread. Let me say that.
It is not about the news.
Yeah.
It is about your daily needs.
It's about my daily bread.
It is about you being satisfied. It's about your limitations that you need to fulfill.
Okay.
That's what the story is about. So if you see somebody going from Jengo work, they're not going for that gym. They are going for their body, the fulfillment, their needs that are at home. Now, looking at the cartoon of the day, we see
the cartoon of the day, we have the president
looking into the microscope. And who this is?
He says Gachagua.
And what is
Kenyans will
Gachagua
know my way forward in January. That's what Gachagua. You know, microscope. It was an apparatus which I saw it in the laboratory during biology practicals. And during my KCC, we happened to use microscope. We were observing amoeba. Yes. No, was it amoeba or a yeast cell? A yeast cell, yeah. Yeah, a yeast cell. You know, I remember the practical very well. We were observing a yeast cell. Yeah, no, not amoeba, but we were observing a yeast cell using a microscope. A microscope. You know, a microscope is an object which is used to see things that cannot be seen by an ordinary eye, naked eye. So, Ruto is trying to see to magnify what Gachagua is saying, that Kenyans will know my way forward in January. And remember, Gachagua said that what made them part ways was the Adani thing. He was against Adani. There were some CSS who were afraid of president, afraid of telling him the truth. But anyway, Ruto just continue using the microscope.
There's something
there's something I was forgetting.
Yeah.
Gachagua is having a crown on his head. It means that he's still the kingpin.
But there's another thing you're forgetting. You don't see.
Opinion.
Yes. Microscope is the opinion.
Oh, microscope is the opinion.
Yes.
You know, I was not thinking it that way. I was not seeing it that way. But anyway, I was seeing the crown.
So it is like what Gachagua is saying is his own opinion, according to what the president sees. That is what they are please deduce more from that. Now let me jump over to sports because of the interest of time. Now on sports matters we have water warriors. Now resilient Kiambu aquatics setting pace in developing new generation of swimming talents. Story by Lucy Oluoch. The Kiambu aquatics minnows swimming champions last weekend at Runda's Potter's House School showcased exceptional performance by Kenya bidding swimming talents.
Yeah.
Now we see that Kenya is now beginning to embrace different and more sports activities. Now we see Safaricom powers Kenya rugby future with the major deal for Shujaa and Lioness. That's a story that you'll read as Safaricom has announced a landmark 2-year sponsorship deal with Kenya Rugby Union to support the country's national 7 rugby team Shujaa and their Lioness in partnership worth 100 million Kenya shillings.
Yeah.
Actually, Shujaa has been drawing back, been losing the grapes day by day. It is not the Shujaa that we knew, the rugby sevens before. But we hope
this will help them have the courage and come back
and put
like
more
like never before.
Yes, we hope that we'll see the light of the day. Ugandan Were wins Bungoma Open, paves way for national chess championship.
So if you are a lover of chess,
yes,
grab a copy and read it.
And read more comprehensively. Now moving on, big bet on Kenyan athletics.
Yeah.
Now we see Betika partners with Athletics Kenya to shape future of Kenya sportsmen and sports women. A story
This
by
is a big plus. It will assist in encouraging them and giving them the morale to participate in sports.
Continue and also put the infrastructure in place. Athletics Kenya, AK, has secured a significant sponsorship deal with Betika to support preparation for 2024-2025 athletics season, which will culminate in World Athletics Champion in Tokyo, Japan in September 2025. So we hope this partnership is going to also bear fruit when it comes to that. We also see all set for regional parliamentary games, and you can see there what is happening.
how you know these people?
I hope the producer will throw it on the screen.
Producer, can you put that thing on the screen?
They see what's happening.
Yes, Mr. Producer, Legrand mwenyewe.
Mr. Producer, throw it on the screen.
All set for the regional parliamentary games.
I wish you could make that the photo looks bigger.
Make it bigger. Then we say what we want to say.
Yes.
All right, now. These people are jokers.
Not all jokers.
These people are jokers.
Why do you call them jokers?
There's no way you can have an office attire and then you're playing.
You placed it right.
Yeah. How do you play in a suit? In a suit? Eh? Like we see the sports CS there, Kipchumba Murkomen,
look at the starting position.
Yeah, he is standing like someone who is not ready even to defend. Who is that holding the ball?
That's the speaker.
The speaker of the National Assembly, Wetangula, holding the ball. Like
he's trying to.
And it is not just, it is a netball. So I'm wondering.
That's not a netball, my friend. That's
a basketball.
That's a basketball.
Yes, a basketball. And he wants to score.
Yes.
And then Kipchumba Murkomen doesn't look like someone who wants to defend. And again,
look at the spectators.
And then we have the spectators. They are not even cheering.
Look at Utiende Mall.
Can you zoom Utiende Mall?
No, you can zoom past that. Look at that position. And the member of parliament standing next to Utiende Mall, like on a guard.
Okay, look at the no, I don't want to speak bad, but these people are jokers.
Now they say all set for regional parliamentary games.
Yes.
And now that is the Kenya to host 8 East African countries for annual competition in Mombasa. Plans are at advanced stages as Kenya plays host to the 14th edition of East African Interparliamentary Games scheduled.
It has reminded me of a poem I once read while in high school. In high school, English literature is very fun. Someone will bring you a poem, then tell you what is the tone of the poem, what is the how do we call it, persona? Persona.
Yeah, the persona.
The person speaking in the poem. Well, then we have there was this poem I once read. It was known as, the title was Building the Nation. So it happened that the driver was the persona of the poem. So the driver was narrating how he's building the nation. So very early in the morning, he was a driver to a politician. Very early in the morning, he goes there, takes the car, the vehicle, the big machine for that matter, goes, make sure that it is washed, it is clean, then ensure that it is fully fueled, full tank, goes back to the politician. He finds the politician taking breakfast. So with him, he doesn't take breakfast. He waits for the politician in the car, such that immediately the politician finishes taking breakfast, wanatoka. Then they go for a meeting, a particular meeting. The politician, or rather this dignitary, goes for a meeting, leaving him in the car. And then where they are, it is an expensive hotel that he cannot afford to even take tea in that hotel. Then later after the meeting, these people goes for lunch. Now when he tries to go for lunch, the first people to be served are the dignitaries, leaving the drivers unattended to. So when they finish serving is when they serve. So immediately they begin eating. Then the politician is done. He wants to leave. You know, you have to stop whatever you're doing, whether you are eating or what. Just leave the plate there. Then you go to the car, open the door for him, then you leave. So at the end of the day, all of you have built the nation, but one of you has suffered while one. So these people are going to build the nation in Mombasa by playing in suits.
No, they are not going to play in suits. We'll watch to see what's happening.
Okay, let's wait and see how.
Okay,
how
let
they
us
will
proceed.
play.
Let us proceed. How long will it take Ruben Amorim to figure out Manchester United? That's
You
a story.
people after no, I saw one of you who is my cousin. And it was Sylvester. Sylvester, I'm defaming you. Don't go to court. Sylvester posted on his status that Amorim, Mama Amorim. I don't even want to know his name. Ruben Amorim is the best tactician. Let's wait and see what we will do to, was it Ipswich? That team you played against?
Ipswich.
Ipswich. So only for Ipswich, a team which is struggling down there, to draw against Manchester United. And again, the way Manchester United played that game was not to the standard of the Manchester United. So now Man U fans are consoling themselves that how long will it take Ruben Amorim to figure out Manchester United? No, hata Man City sasa imeshinda Guardiola bwana.
Okay.
Msitulete.
Sawa, hatutawaletea hata hatutaki kuwaletea. That is in all, that is a part of what we have. Let us also get very fast on what we have. Also, we see Atletico wins derby contest. That is Atletico played against Real Sociedad and they won 1-0. That is also what we had for you.
If you are interested to know the Premier League honors, grab your copy on page 39.
Yes,
you will see
honors,
the Premier League honors.
Who has invested most in the English Premier League. You can also read that. We are not going to tackle. We are going to give you opportunity to read much of that. Now we have Clash of the Titans. As we see, the German giants Bayern host French champions PSG in one of the highlights of UEFA Champions League. That is going to be very tough game. Real Madrid set for triple injury boost against Liverpool. We also have that for you. And also, if you love betting, at the back of the page is there. Please grab a copy and read more comprehensively. Thank you so much.
No, there's something we forgot, by the way. People are preparing for primary election. I don't know why it is called primary election. ODM. The ODM. And grassroots election. And then in Rongo, there's a problem. There are 3 factions in Rongo already. And what we need is peace. Because in Rongo we have once you are an MP, you become automatically the patron of the party in a constituency. And then we have the ODM chair in Rongo constituency. So there's a faction of and then there's a faction of the, how do I call them? Mwananchi wa kawaida. Let me call them that. So Mwananchi wa kawaida is already complaining in Rongo that the ODM party chair in Rongo is having his list of people who is going to present for the nomination, of which he wants those people, all of those people, to be elected. At the same time, office of the MP in Rongo They are claiming that the office has a list, another parallel list, that they are going to present to the people, and they are going to ensure that the people are elected. And then there is the mwananchi wa kawaida who is also willing to lead ODM party to the next level. So they are asking themselves that where are we left? So one of the mwananchi wa kawaida anaitwa Michael Omboga, who is he comes from Rongo. We happened to be going to the same church back in Rongo. Oh no, I come from Tinpalago in Kanyampudo village. So these people are complaining that they have been left behind. So wao kama wananchi wa kawaida, they don't know where to go. So please, all the party officials, please ensure that the election tomorrow is done freely, fairly, peacefully, and meets the standard. Let the will of the people prevail. That is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think Odede summarized it well. Thank you so much for keeping tuned to BTV. Thank you so much for your comments, and we really appreciate your feedback. We have to bring this to a close. Thank you for keeping tuned to BTV. Have a wonderful day.
Have a beautiful day. I'm Odede.
I'm Gagi Isaiah.
And we have our producer, Legrand.
You're doing a great job.
Tomorrow we'll show you his picture. Yes, tomorrow we will turn the camera. We will just decide to turn the camera so that at least you can see him. He's doing a great job. We have another guy back there. He's known by the name Woodsooner. He's also doing a great job. So pokeni salamu zao kwa niaba yetu.
Asante. Thank you.